Hey there everybody, it's Melanie. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am the owner of Lost and Found, and I love teaching you guys about how to run your antique booth to make a profitable business. Also, we talk about painting, furniture, and we do some thrift hauls and vintage decor. We have a lot of fun on this channel, but today's video is for you antique booth sellers. Again, we're going to talk about some more business tips, specifically about pricing. That's what I want to talk with you guys about today. I'm going to talk about 2 mistakes that you might be making, 2 errors in your thinking that you might need to correct, and I think it's going to be super helpful. All right, so one of the questions that I get a lot in our Booth Seller Bootcamp course and when we're doing our coaching sessions in our private Facebook group is people are asking me about pricing. How do I know how to price my stuff? And so as a general rule, I encourage the folks that I coach and in my own business to at least mark things up 3 times what I paid for them, at the least. A lot of times you need to get it higher than that. Every once in a while, you're not going to be able to get it that high, but across the board on average, you need to be at least 3 times what you're paying for the stuff that you're buying. So that's a good kind of general baseline. But the problem that I see a lot, and that I had when I first started out, and then as I talk to people over the years that I see more and more, is most of the time people are afraid they're pricing their items too high. But the problem that I tend to see is that you're really pricing your items too low, okay? We have this kind of false thinking that we always have to be providing a hot deal, right? That we have to have the lowest price as the best price. And that's not necessarily the right way to be thinking about pricing your items when you're actually trying to build your business. Now, if you're running your booth as a hobby and you're just looking to flip stuff and turn stuff around and you don't really care if you're making a lot of money on it, then that's totally fine. But if you're looking to build a business, you have to have an effective pricing strategy and you have to be pricing your items at a price that's actually going to make you some money. If you're pricing your items too low, you're not helping anybody out, okay? You're not giving yourself enough money to put in your pocket at the end of the day. You have to make sure that you're covering what you paid for the item, but also the portion of your rent. You know, you've got to pay rent every month, the commission that your mall is going to take, your other expenses that you have for running your business. All of that needs to be covered in your price of your item, and you need to have enough left to put like money in your pocket to actually pay yourself, okay? So just because you're selling stuff and you're getting your money back, you know, you buy an item for $5, you sell it for 10, you get your money back and you're happy. That doesn't necessarily mean that everything is going okay in your business, okay? If you want to dig into that idea a little bit more, pause this video, go back and watch the video that's linked right here, right now, about why sales aren't necessarily enough for a successful business. That dives into that topic a little bit more, okay? So go watch that and then come back and finish this video. But that's the idea that I just want you guys to remember that and to challenge yourself with that it's not just about making my money back and having good sales for the month. You have to be breaking down those numbers and making sure that you're pricing your items high enough to pay for all the things that you need to pay for and then pay yourself at the end of the month, or you're not running a business. You're just having a fun hobby or a slightly expensive hobby or a hobby that makes you a little bit of fun money, okay? I want to talk specifically about 2 errors that I've had when I started my business, and that as I've talked to people over the past 9 or 10 years of doing this, that I've seen people have also when they're thinking about pricing, okay? Especially if you are a new seller and like you haven't ever done business before. You know, I didn't go to business school when I started my booth, so I didn't really know how to think about money, and I didn't really know how to think about making money. I just thought about money as a consumer. I never really thought about it as a business owner. And so I've had to learn how to think about it properly. And these are two big points that I've learned over the years that we're going to hit right now, okay? So, mistake number one that I tend to see people making is that you feel like you have to have the lowest price, and if you get a deal on your item, that it's somehow wrong for you to make too much money on it, okay? If you find something at a garage sale that's $2, and you know that that is a really good item and it's actually worth $40, right? Like it's the person that you bought it from didn't know what it was and you know what it was and it's worth a lot of money. A lot of times we feel bad. We feel bad about pricing it at what it's worth or what we know we can sell it for. Because we feel like, well, is that really fair to, if I was the buyer, I would want to get a deal on it. Why should I charge that much when I only paid $2 for it, right? That's us thinking like a buyer and thinking like a consumer and not thinking like a business owner, okay? Not everybody struggles with that. Some of you watching this video are going to be like, Melanie, that'd be awesome. I don't have any trouble with that at all. But I know some of you do, and I have before. So if this is you and you have this problem with thinking that there's something wrong or it makes you feel icky when you make too much money on your item or you price it too high, I want to tell you right now, there is nothing wrong with making money on your stuff. Nothing wrong with it. You are a business. You are a business. You have to make a profit. And when you get a great deal on an item, that is a great break for you. It does not mean that it automatically has to be a great break for your customers. Your customer wasn't the one that spent, all Saturday driving around to the garage sales to find that item. You were. So you get the benefit of the hard work that it took to find that great deal. Okay? Now, if you want to pass it on to your customer, awesome. But if you don't, if you want to take that $2 item and you want to price it at $40 because you know it's worth that, you can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not a bad person. You're not being unfair to people. You got to stop thinking about that way, okay? You did the hard work of hunting down that stuff. You did the hard work of knowing what it's worth. You do the work of cleaning it up. You rent the booth space. You display your item. It is okay for you to make that money, okay? It is okay for you to make that money. It's okay for you to find a really low price item and to mark it way up because you know you can. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. So that's the first mistake that I see people make a lot. They wind up selling their stuff for less than what they should be selling it because they found it super cheap and they feel like somehow it's kind of slimy and wrong to price it up high. And it's just not, you guys. It's not. You're in business. That's okay. That's okay to do that, okay? Okay, so mistake number two that I see people make a lot. And this gets kind of harder the longer you're in business, right? Is you ask yourself the question, when you're looking to price an item, well, what would I pay for this? Okay, when I first started my booth, that's how I priced my stuff because I shopped antique malls. I got my first booth in my favorite antique mall that I shopped at. And so I'd been there for a while buying stuff. And I thought, okay, well, if I was here in this mall, what would I feel comfortable buying this for? And I would price it at that. And that worked for me when I first started out because I only understood that side of the pricing structure, the final price as a consumer. That was kind of the only price I knew, right? The longer I was in business, I learned these prices over here, right? I learned that the thing I was paying $15 for at the mall, when I would go to the junkie flea market, I could find it for $3 consistently, right? And I didn't know this when I started the business, right? I only knew this over here. But the longer I was in business, this was the number that was in my brain more. No, that milk glass vase is only a $3. I know it's a $3. I can find them for $3 all day long or whatever, right? Put whatever item in there that you can find all day long for some cheap price. So as you go on in business, that question gets harder and harder. Well, what would I buy this for? Because the longer you're in this business, the cheaper you get, right? Like, raise your hand if that's the truth. The longer you're in this business, the less you want to pay for something because you have learned that if you look hard enough, you can find it yourself for super cheap, right? The next garage sale around the corner is going to have that awesome deal. It's really hard for me now to go shopping at a regular antique mall and like pay full price. It's super hard for me because I know that they've marked it up, and I know, gosh, if I just look hard enough, I know I can find it myself for that lower price, right? So that question doesn't work for me anymore. I can't ask the question, what would I pay for it? Because I am now not my ideal customer. Me, Melanie, who finds my items and prices them and puts them in my booth, I'm not trying to attract more of me. I'm not, okay? I, Melanie, have gotten really cheap. And because I've learned how to hunt for deals for 10 years now, and I know that deals are out there, I don't want to pay a full price for anything. I'm not looking to attract people like me. I don't want people like me shopping my booth, okay? I want people over here shopping my booth, the people who don't want to spend their Saturday driving around at garage sales. And they don't want to go dig through a pile of junk, and they don't want to go to the thrift store and dig for the diamond in the rough. They want you to find it for them, and they're willing to pay you for that service. These are the people I want. I don't want me. I don't want me. I am not my ideal customer. So that question is not a valid question anymore. When I'm thinking about pricing my items, I can't think that way. I can't think, what would I pay for it? Because the price that I come up with is always too low. Almost always it's too low, okay? So I have to start thinking who the customer that I'm trying to attract, what's the price that fits that customer? And I'm willing to bet you guys, a lot of times the price is higher than you think, okay? We've talked about this before in other videos, but the demographic that is shopping antique malls is changing. And the best malls are now shifting to try and attract this younger shopping demographic. And these shoppers are not people who really get collectible book antique value. They really don't care. They're looking for fun, unique stuff to decorate their house with. These are the shoppers who will pay whatever price you have out there because they saw somebody on Pinterest that had that cool thing on their coffee table, and they've been looking for it, and now they found it, and they're trying to mimic that picture, okay? They don't understand that it really doesn't have a collectible value. They don't care about the collectible value. They're shopping for decor, okay? Yes, we still have some of these shoppers over here, but this is a small base. This base is growing. It's expanding, and it's good, and we need to embrace it. And the malls that are doing the best are the malls that are embracing it, okay? These are your ladies that get dressed up and they're cute clothes, and they go have lunch with their friends, and they go shop for fun, right? That's these customers. And those are the customers that you want in your store. You don't want other people like you. You don't want me to come shop at your booth. I'm too cheap to shop at your booth. You want the people that have expendable income and shop for fun and have lunch with their friends and dress up cute and just go spend money for fun. That's who you want. And guess what? Those people are out there. They're out there and they're looking to come shop. And if you provide them with a well-staged booth that has appropriate prices, and that you show them how you can use your cool stuff to decorate their house, they're going to buy it from you, okay? And here's the thing. A lot of times, if your prices are too low, that's going to communicate to them that the item is cheap, okay? Because this clientele of shoppers, again, they're not out looking for a deal. They're looking for home decor. They don't care about deals, okay? And so if you have something that to them feels really cheap, all of a sudden it changes how they're feeling about your store, about your booth, and about your business, all right? They, in this weird paradoxical way, are attracted to a higher price that communicates to them that this is a higher value item. Now, I know that sounds absolutely insane. And the reason it sounds insane is because that's not you. If you're a booth owner, you don't think that way. You just don't. But that doesn't mean, like, you have to remember your customers do, especially the customers that you want think that way. Okay, so don't be afraid to inch up your prices some. Communicate to those high value customers, I have great stuff and it's worth paying this higher price. And you know what? If everybody in the antique booth industry would do that, guess what? Our whole industry would do better. If everybody would adopt that, okay? We don't have to offer automatic discounts to people. We don't have to be constantly running 20 and 30% off salespeople. That is this kind of old school mentality where I'm selling junk and it's just kind of a garage sale and I'm just trying to get people deals. And that's attracting a kind of customer over here that's fine, but they're never going to spend the money that this person over here is going to spend. All right? So I'm challenging you guys, and I challenge the folks that I coach in our boot camp to switch their mentality from the garage sale flea market mentality to the home decor shoppers mentality. Get better stuff, price it higher. Stop thinking that you're trying to attract more of you, because you're not. You're trying to attract these other kind of people, okay? You may have thought at the start of this video that I was going to tell you your stuff was priced too high. In all honesty, I'm willing to bet that a lot of you, your stuff is priced too low, that you need to tweak your pricing some. And for sure, you need to know your numbers. You need to know, is your pricing high enough that it's actually covering all of your expenses, all of your costs of goods, and letting you pay yourself? If it's not, then it's not high enough and you need to tweak it, okay? So one more thing I want to share with you guys as we wrap up this video. I've had a ton of questions about the Booth Seller Bootcamp course, a little bit more info about that. That is a 4-week online course that in the past, we've only done twice or once a year. Basically, we open the doors for registration once a year. People come in, take the course, and then we all do it at one time, and then it's not available to purchase again until the next time it's open. That's how we've always done it. We are changing that, okay? We're changing the way that it's going to be offered. And so here, hopefully by the end of this month, we're going to have the Booth Seller Bootcamp now, where basically it's open year round, where at any time that you want to jump into the course, you can. And you'll still get the content delivered to you in 4 weeks. We're not going to dump it on you all at once because it's too much and you'll get overwhelmed and you won't go through it. We'll still deliver it to you in 4 weeks. You'll get an invitation to the Booth Seller Bootcamp private Facebook group, and we will have ongoing support and training in that group. Typically, that group kind of hangs out just during the 4 weeks of boot camp. I show up each week in the 4 weeks of boot camp, answer your questions live, and then the group kind of fizzles out and goes silent until we open it up again. So we're looking to change that, okay? We're gonna have people jumping into the course at all times, and I'm gonna be continually in the private Facebook group every month doing a live call. So not just while the course is going on, but now throughout the year, once a month, I'll be in the bootcamp group doing a live call and offering some additional trainings. So we're having to tweak some of the kind of back-end systems of the course, like the way the emails are set up and all this stuff that may kind of bore you guys. But we're trying to change that, and we're trying to get it set up where you can hop in whenever you want. That's going to work better for me and kind of managing the course, and I think it's going to work well for you guys because, y'all, I just have so many people that are saying, Melanie, I want to take this class. How can I get into the class? So we're doing what we can to open it up for you. If you want to know more, and if you want to know when the class is available for purchase, the absolute best thing you need to do is go to lostandfounddecor.com/bootcamp. And there is a button there that says join the waiting list. You need to click that button and give us your email, confirm when you get the confirmation email from us, and join the waiting list. And then we will email you as the class opens up, once we're ready to kind of launch it this new way. That's the best way to stay informed. Again, that's lostandfounddecor.com/bootcamp. Okay? So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video today. Thanks for being here with me. Please like it. If you thought it was helpful, share it in your booth groups, share it with your friends. I really do want to help you guys out. I want you guys to be successful in your business. I believe that you can. And of course, if you're not a subscriber, subscribe to our channel, join us. YouTube tells me that 75% of the folks that watch my videos are not subscribers. So there's a lot of you guys out there. Join the party that we're having here. We're having a great time. So I'll see you guys again in a week. If you got any questions, ask in the comments. I'll do my best to come back and answer. See you guys soon.